Hello, this is Sheila, and welcome to my channel, She's Keeping It Real. I want to just jump right into it. I want to start off, as the title said, by apologizing to my children for over the years drilling in them the importance of voting just because their ancestors died for the right to. I admit I did. I drilled that into them because that's what I believe. But I have come to learn that although it is important that they know their history and know what happened and how African Americans came to the point where they are able to vote, that wasn't the correct approach. Considering what we have going on today, it really was a eye opener for me that I really need to do a better job, and probably some other parents or people out there, of especially talking to the young people the importance of voting because it affects them directly and how it affects them directly, especially in our local elections. All the states, including my state of Nevada, have a local election coming up, and those positions that we are electing directly impact us more than the historic election we have coming up in November. That's a whole nother video. But anyway, I want to talk about the local elections going on that's coming up, and I hope I'm not too late. I know our ballots have to be turned in by June 9th. I don't know about other states, but I hope this video makes it to anyone that has an ear to listen. I wanted to talk about a couple of things before I get into why the vote matters. I'm sure you all seen the signs all over town, the big billboards going up everywhere. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story about when I turned 18. I was so excited to vote. I was doing my civic duty. I was honoring our ancestors, all that good stuff that I tried to teach my kids, and realize it's a different time now. Yeah, it's great that they learn their history, but that's not what's important to them. That's not going to make them go into the voting booth. But I just want to tell you a quick funny story about when I turned 18. I was so excited. I went to the voting booth. I hadn't researched nothing, not a lick of information. You know what I did? And I have to admit, and I feel really ridiculous now and feel embarrassed to say, but I went in there and I picked names that I recognized. I did. One year I picked names I recognized. One year I picked all females. One year I picked all African Americans. None of them was legitimate reasons to pick a candidate that was going to be making decisions for not only me, but constituents in our area. But I now know, that you have to be educated and knowledgeable about the people you pick because it really makes a difference. I didn't know that at the time. One of the tricks that they're using now and have been using, and a lot of people don't know, is the billboards on the corner. Why do you think they invest so much money in those huge, gigantic billboards on every corner? It's called subliminal messaging, folks. They want you to do like I did when I turned 18 and go in that voting booth and just pick a name you recognize. You need to have the facts. You need to know what these people stand for. One of the sites I did find, I'm not getting paid to say this. It's just something that I ran across. It's called votesmart.org. It's a nonpartisan organization that actually you just type in the candidate's name, and if they are an incumbent, it would tell you their voting history, what the issue was, and how they voted. So you can get a lot of valuable information from that site. I would suggest that you not just Google, because the candidates pay good money to have their information pop up first. That's another marketing tactic. We have a local election coming up, and we are electing judges and congressmen and congresswomen and a host of other positions. And we need to elect people that represent what we think is important. Right now, the U.S. is not only fighting a pandemic, we are fighting for our basic human rights. The majority of you listen to my voice will never go in front of a judge. Never. Some of you will. Some of your neighbors will. Some of your friends will. Some of your relatives will. But you need to know that you have the power to elect those individuals that will be making decisions that could affect you for the rest of your life. If you're a parent, you have a say in who is on that school board. That's important to you. That's important to determine what type of education do you want children in your neighborhood to have. I want to bring this closer to home. We are going through a terrible time right now with this pandemic. And then on top of that, we had this young man, George Floyd, killed right before our eyes. I just don't even know what to say, because every single black mother saw her son on that ground that day. And every time it happens, we see our sons and sometimes daughters in that situation. Look at the case with Ahmaud Arbery. It took them months to bring charges, and that was only because the video came out. Well, you know what? Those individuals that decided that they weren't going to press charges, those are elected officials. Those are the people that you need to get out of office and put someone in there that cares about all lives. All lives. Attorney generals, district attorneys, judges. You have the power. That is your power, and they're afraid of that power. You have the power to get these people out of office. That's how we are going to start to correct what's going on in our society. Yes, it's fine to protest. People are upset. That's our First Amendment right. But I want you to use the power you have to vote these people out of office. That school board that don't seem to see a problem with the rate or the percentage of African American young men being thrown in special education classes or sent to detention and eventually suspended at a higher rate than any other nationality. Vote them out. Those are people that you can vote out of office and put people in there that care about your children and all children. All children. That congressman or congresswoman that is lining their pockets while your pockets continue to be empty, vote them out. Put people in there that care about your pockets too. You have the power. Exercise your power to vote. They want you to think that your vote doesn't matter. Your vote matters. Why do you think they went through hell and high water to keep you from voting? I'm going to give you a little bit of history. I got to. It's my nature. Your vote has power. That's why there's certain individuals that don't want you to realize you have power, know you have power, or wake up to the fact, the power that you have. Why do you think they went through hell and high water to stop us from voting? Back in the day, African Americans had to do silly things like recite the Constitution. And if they happened to get past that part, they would tell them that they had to fill out a form. And then eventually they would tell them the form wasn't filled out correctly. You know why they went through all that and had us do ridiculous things like count the number of jelly beans in a jar? Nobody ever got it right. We don't know how many jelly beans was in the jar. So whatever answer we gave was wrong. You know why? Because they understood the power of the vote. Please don't squander your vote. This is the power that we do have. We have the power of the purse, which will be another video, and we have the power of the vote. Right now, we need to exercise our power. Every single individual need to get out there, do your research, and vote for these people that care about you. There's a lot of people in office right now that could care less whether you live or die. But all four of those individuals should have been arrested that day. You know why? Because if you rob a bank and you sitting in that car and you're the getaway driver, you getting arrested that day. They're not waiting a week or a month to arrest you. You going down with the perpetrators that robbed that bank. All four of those individuals should have been charged. We need to vote people in office that understand that our lives matter just as much as anybody else's. I don't want to make this video long, but I just want to end with your vote has the power to choose individuals that collectively agree that every human being of the only race, we only have one race, the human race, deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, deserve to have a quality education, deserve to have access to quality health care, deserve to be treated fairly if they go before a judge, if they're stopped by the policeman, if they go in front of a school board, if they have to talk to a teacher or a principal. You have the power to elect these individuals that directly affect your life. Don't give away your power. Make sure you exercise your right to vote.